Okay, so needing to take a break from stream is canceled. We are going to keep going, and we're going to try and get these guys patched up and back in the fight. I thought I was going to need to handle some stuff, but everything seems to be under control, so I got more time to play. So we are going to get these guys some arms, try to get back in business. Oh, there's so many beakers. We're going to fan out a little bit and then attack these guys. We had the guards to help out a little bit. That never hurts. Zoo and Cat are doing alright, just fighting with their melee weapons for now. What are we sitting at for melee attack and defense? Pretty low, pretty low. That's probably a part of why we have so much trouble with spiders, is when it comes down to having to use our melee weapons, we're much less capable, shall we say. We don't need that. We will take the skins, though. Those are worth a lot of money. I didn't think about needing to buy limbs. So we'll make sure we take into consideration the fact that we really do need to stay stocked up on cash if we want to be able to buy fresh limbs. As weird as it sounds, sadly, we're probably going to need them more often than I'd like to admit. Eventually, it would be cool to swap everybody out for like really good arms, like the steady arm and thief arm, and just go at it that way. Or a steady arm, skeleton arm. Just give them a little bit better stats overall. Maybe get them either scout legs to move faster, or preferably just KLR legs so they're tougher. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Get rid of the boots and just go with the good old electronic legs. Ribs is out here making more armor plating. I don't think he has anywhere to put it. So we'll fix that. But I also don't think we need the armor like I thought we did. Yeah, we don't have any kind of copper ore drill, sadly, without mods. That would have been sick. But yeah, we're kind of paying for not having all of our resources available and just building in the high bone fields in general. It seems like the pathing there specifically is not very good for building a base. It kind of just makes it a poor place to build just due to your walking from area to area within the base not functioning very well. So it's not even the fact that we're surrounded by dangerous animals, which is a little crazy, especially when we don't need them. But when we make serious enemies, it's going to be hell for them to try and get to us, too. We're just going to try and buy some new backpacks, and then we'll head off to get our new arms. And then we'll probably hit these ruins that we already have a location on and see what all science we can uncover there. The next thing we'd want to look at is Fishman Isle, but only having 20 people has really made this difficult. I'm not even entirely sure it's doable in the way that I want to. We may end up having no choice but to look at giving in and taking the whole group when we leave and getting them trained up as well, which will be not so fun this late in the game, trying to get them trained up and ready to fight when they haven't fought at all this whole time. But it is what it is. We'll make do. We're just trying to replace all of the not traders backpacks that we have with traders backpacks here and there as we go. That's going to allow us to just carry more and more stacks of things and bring more loot with us, bring more ammo. I really want to make sure we're able to stay equipped while we're out here. I really wish we'd stop having our limbs pop off, but it is what it is. It would be great if there was like a scatter function. Oh, now we got spiders after us again. Let's see how we do if we can actually pop a few shots off before they get close. A little bit of focus fire. We still miss so much. Like, that is what's wrong, I think, is that if you look, we miss so many times before we connect. Maybe the solution is to do a little weapon crafting or get some serious money, go buy some pole arms and have like frontliners for 10 of them, and the other 10 are going to be crossbow users. I've looked at doing that, but I feel like that's a better solution for when you have more numbers. I like having everybody on crossbows the way things are right now, but 20 people is a lot less than 30, and even with 30, it took us a while to be tough enough to duke it out with the toughest things in the game. We could have ran around, guys. I wish the arms they had here were worth a damn, but I can't waste any money on them. We're having some luck finding the backpacks we wanted, at least. That's a good sign. Maybe we'll get a little bit of luck this time. And we're up to 73,000 cats, so we've got the money to buy the limbs we need. I just really want to see Zoo and Cat back in action. You know, it's always a bummer when someone gets an injury like that. They become a liability, but also at the same time, you know, well, if I had commanded them better, maybe they wouldn't have. What? What just happened? No, why? Oh, what happened? We must have loaded in. That has to be a bug. Khaled was not outside. Hold on, we're gonna at least see if this was a bug. I may have to just deal with it, but... Belt, is this a bug? Save. Because I absolutely didn't leave her outside. So we'll load our last save before we went anywhere. If I left her outside, it is what it is. But you would think I would get some kind of warning. Like, why is Sand injured? He's just crumpled on the ground. And Khaled's outside somehow. And she got shot, it looks like. That's... Ah... I have no idea how that happened, but it looks like it's my fault. I've got turret gunners in no armor, and they're starting to pay for it somehow. I don't know what the hell happened to Sand, but without having anyone on first aid at home, no one went to go get her, and she's dead. But I don't understand why she's outside the gate. When we left to go get everyone patched up, she shouldn't have been. I never got any alert that they were in combat or how she got shot and killed. That's outrageous. It looks like we got to deal with it, though. I'm going to need a new researcher. Okay, well, now that the death message appeared, wouldn't it be great if there was like a is dying message? Just something, anything to let me know she's in severe trouble. Homeboy's over here dying. God. See, they also spawn like outside sometimes when you reload. I thought maybe that's what it was, but she wasn't a gunner, so it didn't make sense. No, someone pick up Sand. Close the gate. Turn your jobs off. Medic. And I guess he's gonna go rest. Okay, we have a bunch of animals coming at the door and getting through for free because the gate's not working, I guess. We're gonna have our whole squad back at home die for literally no reason. These guys are all jacked up. I just don't understand. We haven't had any issues with animals, and now they're just phasing through the fucking gate. It doesn't... See, that's the thing that's absolutely a bug. But it's common enough that you can't really say that's something that I'm not gonna have to deal with. We're gonna group these guys up. And we're gonna get everybody that's home base or base defense to go passive and run in the building. Jobs, passive, hold, block. Go up here. Sand, you're gonna go in this building so you don't get eaten. You just died. This is turning into a real tragedy all of a sudden. I don't think I've had random deaths like this in forever. I can't believe how helpless we were, how easy the gate just fell. Sand, are you okay? Is anyone else hurt? Cat is hurt. No point in having a base defense squad. They're all just getting fucking wiped out anyway. Well, we're down two people just because reasons, I guess. I don't even understand what went wrong, to be honest. It doesn't make any sense why Khaled was outside the gate. I have no idea. I don't know why Zoo and Cat are on their own. None of this makes any damn sense. Okay. Who's not crazy hurt? Anybody with any kind of strength, ribs, go pick up sand. We are officially abandoning this place for now. We just had Khaled die for basically nothing. There was no reason for Khaled to be on the wrong side of that door. I don't know what happened there. It looks like that was my fault, but I got no warning. I got no indication she was in a fight. Nothing flashed for even a second. Or if it did, I'm an idiot, and then that it is what it is. But Namtran got bit. Bean Hop, go grab Namtran. We gotta go. No, Bean Hop, go grab Namtran. Are you kidding me? What the fuck is this? Namtran's gonna die too. I don't even know what to make of this anymore. I feel like I got completely hosed out of nowhere. I'm frustrated. Okay, let's reset mentally. We have this squad ready to go together. They still need to hit Black Desert. They wouldn't even know that the home base is cooked. I absolutely think we'll be moving the home bases though. I don't see us trying to make that work. We're gonna buy this house and everyone's gonna stay in there, and then I'll keep an eye on these guys. It sucks, but apparently I left Khaled outside the gate. I don't know. It could have been any number of things. It could have been that she loaded on the wrong side while doing engineering fixing the door and then got shot almost immediately. Yep, Namtran's dead. Saw that coming. We're gonna have to pick a new base. This whole make a mini base in the high bone fields was a poor decision at best, and technically didn't work because of the game, if I'm being generous. But it was just bad decision making. So we're gonna scrap that base. We'll go retrieve all the science and the important stuff. We're basically just out all those materials that we put together there. We'll have to deconstruct it before we go building another base, I think. Come on, guys. Let's start singling these guys out, taking them down. Cat's already down again. Okay, as far as what we're going to do, I think we could probably operate out of here just fine. But I do want to set up a base. I do. But I think that thinking I can guard the base with just 5 people's reckless. Or if I do, it'll be because we have to use water. I think I'm going to have to cave and either build in Shim or somewhere like that so that we can leave a skeleton crew to actually watch over the base. I do think I kind of got hosed, but it is what it is. We're not going to reload. I just wanted to see if I made a mistake, and it does look like it. But I got no indication that the defenders were fighting anything. Nothing turned red, unless I missed it. Then I missed it. But I think we're going to have everyone be tough enough to fight before we even consider making a base, and the people that get left behind will have to be able to defend themselves. If anything, we'll probably have to take the strongest people to guard the base, or we have a base that we completely abandon as we go. We also just lost our cook, which is pretty terrible. We spent since the start of the game leveling her cooking, so that's not the best. We lost one of our laborers slash gunners. Man, that's tough. Whether it was my stupidity or the game being a pain, the wolves getting through the door is a bogus glitch that shouldn't happen, but I didn't do anything to stop it from happening, so it's not a surprise. That's part of why people use the water trick. It's not so much, yeah, the water's a little OP and really good, but the reality is without it, they just phase through the gate. If there's enough of them, they just phase through it. And if they had to actually destroy your gate to get in, it would be a very different story to defend your base. Oh my god, we're not messing with robo spiders. We've got no patience for that. We're missing enough limbs for one day. Okay, cat, let's see what they've got. You need a left arm. Skeleton arm specialist left isn't bad. Masterwork Thief right. Masterwork Steady Arm left is fantastic. Alright, and then we will have you go heal up in a minute. Zoo, where are you? Zoo, let's see what we can get you. A Masterwork Steady Arm left. Yeah, we'll take it. We're broke, but you guys are back in action. Alright. Well, time to go home and find out the bad news, guys. So, for these guys here, we're going to need a food storage so they don't start starving. Sand, go back to bed. What are you doing? Ribs, go ahead and get... Who's got the backpack for it? We'll pause. Get everyone... Oh no, we're not fighting robots, guys. I said, we're not fighting them. We're not even remote. And Belt is... Oh, I thought Belt was on the ground. I was like, no way. We are going to run and spread out. And we're going to shoot these guys. Didn't want to fight them, but at some point it's just like, I guess. Man, I bet you can tell I'm butthurt, but we're going to figure out a way past it. We're going to have to use some kind of water trap or not leave anyone at home. The downside to never leaving anyone at home is that food could start to slip away from us. But that base just sucks. I wanted it to be cool. I thought having a little cubby hole surrounded by dangerous animals would be nice. If they can all just randomly run up and completely invade the place, it's not nice. It's no good. I wonder if there's something I can build that will keep the animals from being able to get through. Kind of like how we trapped the beak thing. Just like an animal barrier, because if a bunch of dudes breaking through isn't too bad, well, no, it would be just as bad. It's just less likely. When boneyard wolves pile up at the gate, they're going to get through. I think overall we just need to look for a better base. I don't like that that's the answer, but it does seem to be the answer. Either that or we use our money and the fact that we live at Katoon. We just actively hunt while we're out, bring back way more food than we'll ever need, and call that good. Between that and the money we make. It's a little infuriating that we're looking at switching bases over something like that. One, Khaled dying felt like a scam. My other guy being down to on his knees without any warning was a scam, but I knew better than to have turret guards without armor. I knew better than to leave people who can't really fight home alone. Got sloppy and got cocky, thinking I'm gonna take a belt to Kenshi's ass, and it was like, well, the belt bounces back, boy. So we'll figure it out. We're definitely not feeling that superiority complex anymore. I think maybe one of the things I should look at is if I'm gonna have people back in town, I might be better off just setting up in town, you know? I wanted to be able to make crossbow bolts more effectively, and it is gonna suck being limited by that. But it's really gonna come down to making armor for everyone, I think. So ribs, you go ahead and buy food. Because we're going to need food. Can't afford that. We're already broke. Beep. No. Who was it? Sand. Go ahead and grab building materials. Your legs are broken. Just need one building material. We've got a lot of food for now. Where is everybody? Why would you? No. Just no. Go this way. Who? Oh my gosh. I'm a little surprised at how badly that went, but I guess it was just a matter of time before the animals piled up. It's just something I should have thought about and didn't. Hopefully, the selling of the old backpacks will cover most of what we need to buy the new ones. I wish the default pathing just took a road here and had you stay the heck out of the water. No matter where you're going, it should just treat water like something you almost manually have to walk into. Like, you guys shouldn't be able to go in the water unless you clicked on somewhere in the water or they're already in the water. So, like, if I click in the water, get everyone in, and then tell them to cross something, I could see it. But it's crazy that they'll just dive in the water at a moment's notice. But we'll go back to base. We'll get our stuff back, recoup our losses, and figure out what to do from there. We've got so much food piled up there. I might experiment with an animal proof gate, but it's not going to be perfect. It's still not going to do everything we need it to do. And it's going to be annoying to get through ourselves. I honestly hate having turret gunners that aren't skeletons. It's probably my least favorite thing in the game that they won't go eat. And I get why they won't, but I wish there was some way to solve that. I wonder what could be done. Alright, nothing there. We're not gonna buy food this close to our old base. We're just gonna get home and eat there. Or if we find some animals on the way, we can hunt them. I don't think there's a ton of stuff we can do about the fact that, well, hmm. So there's stuff I could do to make it to where animals can't just pile up at our gate, but it would definitely be cheesy. It would be like putting, making it so it's blocked off completely with like animal feeders and things that they won't chew through, and then putting sleeping bags on the other side and just hopping across it one at a time. It would be very janky and very cheesy. Would be the only way I could think to describe it. Everybody's gonna be hungry by the time we get there. Those damn spiders. I mean, we also did pick a very dangerous place for our first base. The wolves are way more dangerous than beak things. The spiders are. This is a hellhole place to build your base. The gate's completely torn down. We'll come back from this though. I'm just trying to figure out what to do. It does feel like this whole base was a waste of time, which is a rough feeling. We have a ton of food supplies. Like this, we have a decent setup. It's just how are we going to protect it? That's the biggest concern. Is how do you really protect it? Because if the gate does nothing, then this base does nothing. You know, it's not safe. The only other thing I could think to do is bring everyone back, leave the tech hunters here to guard it while we get more armor made. I really wanted the whole gearing up phase to be straight up over though. That's the biggest bummer. Is I really thought we would be done with this. But if it weren't for crossbow bolts, I wouldn't think we needed a base. maybe it's that simple, you know, we just disassemble this. We pack up what we can. We had so much potential here. I just don't see the base being defensible. Even if I were to put, let's go out here. Let's see what we can do about being able to pass through and not pass through. So if we put animal feeders here, right? And we completely block this off. Are we still able to walk up that side ramp? That's the question. And it looks like the answer is very much yes, that's not blocked off at all. Storage, animal feeder. Oh, we would have had to have done it all at once. So we'll dismantle all of this stuff. Let's see how it is if we do it evenly. That's even not so much. Okay. These can go pretty up close to the ramp, which is great. And then you just do that. Okay, so this will completely obstruct the gate. If you have the full corners, it's completely obstructed. So that means that the side's not a path up. We could do some things that are smart but not cheesy here and maybe make this base savable. So what you would do is store animal feeder. Basically going to use this as a guide. That's our width of how far apart we want things to be able to be. No, of course it's not going to work. Okay, so right down the middle is like right here. So we want these to be here and here. There. So this should block off everything but like the straight approach. That's my thought. So the only path through, yep, is right through the middle. Okay. Knife, can you go in there? What are you doing? Okay. Now the tricky part is going to be building some kind of maze structure to where we can all get through, but it's going to always be slow going. So you got like that, and we'll basically say that side's just blocked off completely, right? So if you come over here, they can still get through that. That's not good enough. We may have to do it all at once, which is annoying. So we turn everybody's jobs off. Storage. I'm sure this is the most entertaining forever, but I'm trying to figure out how we can make this base just continue to exist. Because the last thing I want is to turn tail and run from here right now. I can't be asked to do that. So that would force them to at least run out there. So we take this one all the way to the end here. That means they had to run this way. No, dang it. But you see what I'm going for here. The idea is that they've got a very narrow area where they can run to. And the idea is that we'll be able to maintain the safety of this place through how awful it is for animals to run through here and pile up. They'll have a hell of a time getting through. That's the plan. And if they do get through, it's solely because they ran the gauntlet and didn't get shot to pieces. This might even prevent a lot of the larger animals from getting in, which makes sense. Having a physical barrier a bunch of dumb animals can't get through is reasonable. But having something that we have to use a bed to hop over is probably not, because then enemy human units won't be able to get through. And that's probably bogus. But if I can make some use out of this dang base and not have to move, I'm gonna do it. You'd better believe I'm gonna do it. And we'll just see how that works out. I know we're gonna need some more building materials. But that's fine. We'll get our hands on more building materials somehow. Those turrets up there are feeling useless. But maybe that's where I'm really going wrong. Yeah, so if you look at what they have to do just to get through, hopefully that will stop them from just morphing through the door. But nothing's gonna do it like a water trap would. That's just the truth. But we'll get some building materials and we'll see what we can get away with. We're down 3 people now, which is crazy to think about. We lost 3 of our townspeople that way. We can hire at least 2 more skeletons, which would give us some turret guys. If we just had Belt playing turret guard to protect the base, I could see that happening. I'd love if we just had mods for skeleton recruits, man. Building a base without mods is pain. It is just pain. I can't afford a bunch of building materials, that's right. We're a bunch of brokies. We're gonna have to go hunting just to pay the bills. I think that'll give us enough to get those built though, and then we'll escort the townies back home again. Get some armor built up, and maybe that's the play, we are gonna have to have people, they're gonna have to come with us. I don't know. We'll see. I really want to get to where we have people that stay home and people that go out to fight, but I want to be able to not be limited on the resources of what a town has on hand. We ran out right before the last one. That's funny. Can we no longer get through? Is this section too close? Oh no. This section's too close. That sucks. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do some thinking on this. This isn't gonna be entertaining watching me fiddle with animal feeders. And that's fair. I'm gonna have to try and figure something out. If I get attacked or anything crazy happens, I will save and just wait. But I'm gonna try and sort out some kind of solution to this. This is starting over at a new base sounds horrible. We were just about to get going and our house is like on fire. Let's see. I think even that will keep most of the riffraff out, right? That was some weird behavior. They're like struggling to figure out how to get in. But if you look at how fast we just did that, that means when the enemies show up and they all try to do this, they're just going to do that and then they're up against the gate and it's over. So this will protect from animals, maybe. And maybe that's enough. Maybe if they have to single file through it just enough, that's okay. I want to try and lure some animals over here to see what that's really going to do. I bet you the boneyard wolves can't get through, but the bone dogs can. I think I'm just hoping it's something that isn't real. Because the moment they touch the gate, it's over. They just get through. Hmm. It really is tough trying to decide what I'm going to do. I'll think on it, and if I can get my shit together, we'll save this base. And if I can't, we're just going to move into Katoon and accept our limitations there for now. And maybe we'll just get some armor built up and we'll have someone else work on building crossbow bolts. Well, we're not even going to be able to do armor in town. Not in that city. We do have the option to go back to Squin. That is a possibility. It's not a great one, but it's a possibility. We're still having all sorts of issues here with moving and walking. If you look at it, he comes over here and just spazzes out, and there's nothing here. He's just trapped there probably forever if I didn't move him somewhere else. So I think the high bone fields is just doomed. I'll figure out where I want to go next, and we'll hit it tomorrow. It sucks that we came back to try and do an extra stream and got just straight bad news. Everyone's dying, everything's dead, nothing but sad. I wanted this base to work. I think it maybe could. I just don't know how. The animals phasing through the doors is basically all it takes for this base to not be viable. And with bone dogs, bone dogs will make it right through there. I think we're going to use a water base. I think that's just what it is if we want the base to actually be defensible. Oh, here we go. What do you little beakies want? Let's belt go use a turret on those stupid things. Okay, yeah, the beak things can't even get to the base, which is kind of cool. A little cheesy. But it makes sense that you'd put up barricades that animals wouldn't just walk through. Well, maybe that'll do it, you know? If that's all it's going to take to make it to where we don't have to leave, I might. Yep, I've decided. We're going to try that. We're going to see if that's enough. We'll hire a new researcher, a couple more shooter boys, and we'll go from there. Well, we should probably bring some stuff to sell if we're going to do all that. What could we sell? We got iron plates out the wazoo. We don't have any steel yet. And we're going to need that. We got tons of food. I say we sell a bunch of crossbow bolts. We're gonna make more. We're gonna sell a bunch of crossbow bolts and call it a day. Giving up is wildly overrated. We're not doing that. Yep. I'm gonna get this base popping, and then tomorrow we will see what we can pull off. So we're gonna go sell shit. We'll get new people. We'll leave the defense team around just to see how things work, and when we rebuild our crossbow bolts, maybe we'll send everybody to go hunting. Oh, that stores the meat. Interesting. We're gonna bring that with us though, Ruka. And we'll go from there. We'll figure it out. I don't want to give up on this little base we got here. I'd rather put up barricades so animals don't break in and see what we can get away with. We are gonna get armor crafted for everybody. We are probably gonna take everyone out to get some combat training, and we'll go from there. So for real this time, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, and we will see if we can keep this base holding. If the team that stays home gets killed again, we will just take that as our signal it didn't work, and we will move on to a new base. We'll figure it out. So I hope you enjoyed it. This was like a little surprise half episode. Real episode 6 will be tomorrow, and we will see if our town can stay standing. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.